Do you guys want to know how much it sucks being a Pelicans fan? The Pelicans have been mediocre to bad for what feels like my entire life. And while I know that's not true, I'm really just telling you guys how I feel. Yeah, we've had highs, but since becoming the Pelicans, it feels like we've had to endure some unbearable lows. I'll never forget Anthony Davis winning a national championship in New Orleans, only to leave nearly a decade later. If you want to discuss highs and lows with the New Orleans Pelicans, then you have to talk about the AD saga. AD hated us so much that he didn't even say bye. Bro literally just wore a shirt that said, "That's all, folks." I'm not really sure what the New Orleans Pelicans did to get that level of petty from AD. I mean, the Pelicans weren't the greatest team, but you can't tell me with DeMarcus Cousins that they didn't have monstrous potential. I'm not sure that there was a team in the league built to stop two bigs as dynamic as DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis. When Boogie went down, the Pelicans were literally on pace to knock off the hottest team in the NBA. They would knock them off, but at what cost? The Pelicans were looking good. Scratch that, they were looking great, and they hadn't even gotten my guy Nico yet. If Boogie never goes down, there's a chance that AD is still in New Orleans. Hey, maybe not, but that did sound good. I guess you could say that the New Orleans Pelicans are long removed from their number 2 seed CP3 Hornet days. While that era would be cut short due to bad ownership, I think it's safe to say that the Pelicans now face a much harsher reality. A reality that doesn't make sense if you go back to the day that Zion Williamson would be drafted. I say this because thanks to Anthony Davis' fantastic play throughout the seasons, the Pelicans literally started the Zion Williamson era on third base. It feels like the Pelicans literally could have bunted a single and scored. Dell Demps got a lot of hate, and I guess I get it, but give me a break. David Griffin literally walked into Zion Williamson, Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and a ton of picks. When Zion Williamson came into the league, he was viewed as a transcendent talent. As a matter of fact, he still is. And if you watch him play, you understand why. In high school, Zion would draw comparisons ranging from LeBron James to Blake Griffin. Zion Williamson was one of the most hyped prospects that I'd ever seen enter the NBA. Standing 6'6", weighing 280 pounds, Zion possessed a rare combination of strength and speed. Have you guys seen some of Zion's high school dunks? Yeah, I really couldn't believe it either. The thing is, not only could you tell that Zion was gifted, this guy was passionate. Though he was nice off the court, his nasty demeanor on it helped separate him even more. So you look at Zion Williamson, you look at Brandon Ingram, you look at Lonzo Ball, you look at Drew Holiday, and then you ask yourself, how in the world do the New Orleans Pelicans end up here? A roster that's built to win with Zion, but there's no Zion. JJ said himself that the Pelicans' biggest fear is not whether or not Zion is going to leave in 4 or 5 years. It's what is his health going to look like for the future. We'll get into all of that in just a second, but before we go any further, let's get a word from our sponsor. If you guys enjoy my content and support my channel, be sure to support Bounty Sports. The link is going to be on the screen right now. If you guys know me, you'd know that I absolutely love playing fantasy sports. Check it out. Bounty Sports is by far the simplest fantasy sports platform that I've ever played on. Bounty Sports has built a pick'em style daily fantasy sports platform that pretty much levels the playing field, meaning that anybody can win. It's simple, easy, and fun, and the stakes aren't even high. You can literally play a Bounty Sports fantasy game for just $1. As a matter of fact, I should probably show you guys how easy Bounty Sports really is. Signing up is super easy, and what's even easier is finding a contest that you want to compete in. They have NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB. Bounty Sports has you covered if you're interested in sports. Now, of course, I'm going to play an NBA contest. The simplicity of Bounty Sports interface is unmatched. All you have to do is select your winners and then click enroll. It's literally that simple. If you guys are interested in Bounty Sports, go to bountysports.com/signup, located in the description below, and use code GetLikeCoop. When you use code GetLikeCoop, a free $5 will be added to your account. Now let's get back to the content. I don't know about you guys, but I think that Zion Williamson needs a new agent because whatever he got paid for this Mountain Dew commercial, it was not enough. In 2021, we know that viral marketing is all the outrage. This Mountain Dew commercial didn't just go viral. It feels like this commercial took over the internet, and as a matter of fact, here I am still talking about it to this day. To be short, that Mountain Dew commercial wasn't a great look for Zion. Recently, a ton of Zion videos have been dropping. There are clips all over the net of Zion shooting around, doing slides. Like I said, there are a lot of videos and new Zion footage. While the updates have been pretty cryptic and it feels like fans have been left in the dark, I think it's at least good to see Zion being active and doing things that correlate to him returning to basketball. But of course, as things stand, Zion's return is currently the least of my worries. While I do want to see Zion return to doing things like this for the New Orleans Pelicans, I just want to see him healthy. October 20th, it was reported that Zion had reached north of 300 pounds this offseason. I have my own sources close to the situation that say Zion was around 304 to start the season. Zion Williamson is 6'6". A basketball game is 48 minutes of intense cardio. Basketball seasons are long, rigorous, and you can make the argument that the season is too long as is. On top of that, Zion plays such a unique style of basketball for somebody his size, so that his joints are seemingly under extreme pressure with what seems like every cut. Guys like Gilbert Arenas and Charles Barkley say that Zion playing at 285 was too much. And to be fair, I think I agree. The unfortunate reality now is that Zion Williamson has placed the New Orleans Pelicans in an incredibly hard place. And I think that him returning this season without a proper plan in place could potentially be dangerous. Zion's camp has made it known that they've become frustrated with Aaron Nelson. For some background, Aaron Nelson is one of the most accomplished and respected athletic trainers out. Look at some of the careers that Aaron Nelson helped rejuvenate and keep on track. When Shaq got to Phoenix, in my head, there was no chance that his body would hold up for 70 plus games playing in that run and gun D'Antoni style of offense. Not only did Shaq's body hold up, but he was able to average 17.8 points per game at a point in his career where everybody thought that he was done. From my understanding, Zion's main beef with Nelson is the fact that Nelson is trying to protect Zion Williamson from himself. Zion's made it public knowledge that he's never liked the burst minutes or the minute restrictions. While minute restrictions can be frustrating, I get it. How many times do we wish that players were protected from themselves? These guys are high-end competitors. They want to leave it all on the floor every single night if they're able to do so, but sometimes you just can't let them. You guys can tell me if I'm tripping, but sometimes the risk is just so much greater than the reward. If we go back to Zion's rookie debut versus the San Antonio Spurs, Zion would come in and knock down some triples, something that Zion's not supposed to be doing, because if he's doing that, then the league is pretty much screwed. Word to Giannis Antetokounmpo, Zion would end up giving a dormant Pelicans offense a breath of fresh air, only to be taken out as he was heating up. It was one of the weirdest debuts that I'd ever seen, but I'd take a debut like that any day of the week when the alternative is playing a player that's not ready to be out there. Perhaps the most confusing thing about this whole Zion Williamson situation is the fact that there's truly no transparency. It feels like Zion has left the Pelicans in the dark with this whole situation. When Zion's foot injury was first reported, David Griffin seemed relatively positive and relatively confident that Zion Williamson would be available to start the regular season. Here we are months later, and Zion's still not even practicing without restrictions. Some people seem to think that Griffin was genuinely misinformed, that his intentions were pure and he was left in the dark, or that he was simply the one that was supposed to take the blame for this whole thing, while some people believe he lied in order to get more season ticket sales. And if you ask me, I'm not sure that makes the most sense, because that's just bad business. Do Do you want to know what's also bad business and super unfortunate? The fact that Zion's injury didn't initially heal according to plan.
As well as other members of the front office, they said, listen, the bottom line is this is a bone healing situation. And while the recent scans did show progress, the bottom line is it is not healing as fast as the doctors originally thought or as the team originally thought. Zion is with the team on this road trip. It's the first road trip he's traveled on since the start of the regular season. They are also without.
To start the season, the Pelicans completely misread the situation and hiked up their ticket prices. That's a team that expected to be good, a team that expected to have Zion Williamson healthy. But hey, maybe I'm reading too far into this whole thing, especially considering that the recent reports surrounding Zion Williamson have at least been somewhat positive. Willie Green says that doctors are encouraged by Zion's latest scans. Zion is now doing 5-on-0 work, can cut, and can do explosive work. There will be another set of scans within 2 to 3 weeks. Those will determine the next step in his return to play. The Pelicans, despite not racking up the most wins, have played hard this season. I actually think they look like a team that wants it. They look like a team that's a Zion Williamson away. Herb Jones is looking like a steal. Devontae Graham has been exceeding all expectations, regardless of what the stat sheet says. Then don't get me started on Val's toughness. This guy has been playing like a flat-out all-star. Sleep on the New Orleans Pelicans if you want, but I'm here to tell you that there's some potential in the Big Easy. This team is playing with a continuity that they've needed for years. If the Pelicans were really a Zion away from making the playoffs, would you guys rush him back? We've seen too many careers become in jeopardy and get derailed by injuries. I really don't want to see another one. Would you hold Zion out, even if it meant ruining your relationship with him and his camp? The Pelicans could experience a lot of growth this season. Let some of the young guys shine. Make sure Zion gets in shape. And also, get a top pick in this year's upcoming draft. Have you guys seen Chet Holmgren? Have you seen Hardy? Whatever the Pelicans decide, it's clear that they're working on borrowed time and they can't afford to make the wrong decision. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop. Until our next upload.